High school is a time when life is full of discovery, trying to find out who you are and where you belong. It is in these years that many students begin to identify themselves beyond what is on the surface. According to the CDC's Youth Risk Behavior Survey, 8% of high school students in America identify as being lesbian, gay, or bisexual, while 3.2% report that they are unsure of their sexual identity.
You really know ever since you were born that you are kind of different from people. Like, it's kind of the same, like the way you know that you're straight, it's how we know that we're gay, bi, asexual, or anything like that.
I think the attraction to girls was always there, but it never really sunk in until I guess 7th, 8th grade when I started to explore it more. And eventually I arrived at the conclusion that I was gay.
In 1998, the GSA network was founded to empower youth to start gay-straight alliances in order to fight homophobia and transphobia in schools, giving students a place to feel comfortable in their own skin.
It really provides a safe space and an outlet where youth and students can be themselves and to just connect with one another and really just have a space where you could meet, chat, and connect with people who are just like you, who are like-minded like you.
It really helped me to know that I'm not alone and that there will be other people there. A teacher that leads QSA, her name is Miss Corrigan, she was always there for me from like a very young age. She was one of the first teachers ever to tell me that it's okay to be myself and to not change for anyone.
I think it has given a lot of queer kids a safe space and a place where they can connect with other queer kids.
In 2014, Mrs. Corrigan was inspired to start a GSA at Mastery Charter Thomas campus, hoping to improve the climate for LGBTQ students.
For me, my main reason for running QSA is because I wanted to make an impact on the LGBTQ community. I know that in school, LGBT students are facing harassment more than their cisgender peers, and I really want to kind of make this school more inclusive, and by running GSA, I think I could make at least one person, life better.
I wanted exposure to more kids like me. It's not something you find easily, so I wanted to find people who I could connect with in that.
I noticed how much Thomas was missing out on a very family-like and tight-knit community. I noticed that when I went to a GSA convention and they would talk about what they're doing and their unique ideas, and I thought Thomas was just missing out a great deal.
Only about 11% of schools in the U.S. have a GSA.
I guess I always knew there were, gay kids and everything, but I didn't know it was an organized community, I guess, until I started getting more involved with QSA. I was really happy when I found it, because something I've run into a lot is, oh, you're too young to know that you're gay. Why are you making that decision yet? So then it's like smacking that in the face. It's no, a whole community of kids that know that they're that.
Without QSA in our school, I think people wouldn't know who we are, and I think it's still just going to be that same school with everyone's afraid to be themselves, but having a GSA really make the environment more inclusive and more supportive.
My GSA has created a family-like environment for LGBT students at our school who might feel as isolated as I have felt in the 7th grade.
Not every school in Philadelphia has a GSA, but there are organizations around the city that provide guidance and resources for LGBTQ youth, like GALE, a queer Latino social justice organization.
Some of the group's goals are definitely to uplift and empower LGBTQ people of color and to connect them with resources so that they could become more self-reliant and work on advocating for themselves.
And the Attic Youth Center, which is committed exclusively to serving LGBTQ youth and allies.
I think one of the goals that the Attic strives for is to get mental health available for LGBTQ youth for free. Also, one of our goals right now is to help youth that are struggling with housing. So we work with a lot of our community shelters to make sure they're trained and making sure those spaces are LGBTQ friendly and making sure our youth have access to them.
So we are the Rape Crisis Center for all of Philadelphia. So we provide free services to survivors of sexual violence, not just women, but anyone of any gender identity that's been affected by sexual assault.
All of these organizations work together to improve the environment for the LGBT youth in Philadelphia.
Right now we have a project called Project YMA, which stands for Youth Education on Arts Advocacy on HIV. And it's where they attend workshops and they learn about the virus, but then also learn about different art mediums that they can use to make art in public spaces to combat HIV stigma.
We also do prevention education, so we go out in the community, we go to schools, and we talk with young people about healthy relationships and consent and ways that we can prevent future violence.
The Attic would probably love to leave behind a legacy that values youth voice, and helps LGBTQ people be heard.
There is one goal for students at Mastery Charter Thomas Campus GSA. It is to improve the community through education.
We want everyone to get educated as well as educate others. And I feel like being educated really break that boundaries between one another and just leads to less hatred with our peers and less self-hatred. And with activism group, we want to take action and really put ourselves out there in the school community, have days of silence, have a Pride Day where we acknowledge the LGBTQ community in this school.
Mastery Charter's GSA has increased visibility of LGBT students and their struggles, leaving them feeling unafraid to be themselves.
I'm proud of being gay.
I am proud to be gay.
I'm proud to be gay.
I'm proud to be gay.
I'm proud to be bisexual. Yay!